What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Stacking Surfer here. I've got an awesome show for you guys today. It's going to actually be really fun. Um, and I'm going to give a big shout out to Silver Heist. I'm going to have to put his link down below. I don't have that, but if one of my mods could add his link in here. He sent me this really cool message the other day about this topic, and I've done a little research on it. And I think it'll be fun. So it's not what the whole show is going to be about, but it is going to be a good chunk of it here. We'll get to it in a little bit. But we're going to talk about the Silver Surfer promotion that they did a few years back, where they basically defaced, I think it was like 40,000 Washington quarters. And they did it in almost every state, or at least a couple of the states out there. We'll read the articles on it, but it's a really cool promo coin that they made, and they didn't get permission from the US Mint. They defaced our money, and so it's technically an illegal coin. I found a bunch of these that are listed up on eBay, so we're going to take a look at that too. We're going to go through the history of it. We're going to talk about who is Silver Surfer. We'll even talk a little bit about why my name is Stacking Surfer and not Silver Surfer tonight, so we're going to hit that too. So anyway, if you guys are just getting started, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. That'll wake up the algorithm and let other people know that we're doing a live stream. And we're going to have fun with this today. It's going to be good. Additionally, we're going to talk a little bit of politics today. I put a post out a few minutes ago about tax proposals. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that because I think it's something everyone should be aware of, and clarify a few things on it, and also talk about why the clarification doesn't really mean anything to me. We're going to hit that a little bit because that is something that is kind of bugging me, and I thought I would at least address it. So we're going to hit that, and then we're also going to talk about gold and silver a little bit. I want to hear from you guys what you think and where you think gold and silver is going. So Silver Heist, if you want to join me, let me know in the chat, and I'll send you a link here, and you can come up and join me in a little bit too, which might be fun on this. I just don't know if you're in a place where you can do that. All right, guys. So let's talk a few things. I want to bring up. Let me get it up here real quick. I'm going to bring up a couple things that I want to show you guys that are going on in the news right now from my posts. So if you're not following me on Twitter, you should definitely go do that, because there's a lot of good stuff that I'm finding here on Twitter that I'm not finding anywhere else, that I think is really, really helpful for you guys to be aware of. And it's going to give you a lot of indications to where the price of gold and silver may be going. I know the Fed right now has said that they're going to be lowering rates. They also kind of pedal back a little bit when they see everything explode. I'm going to tell you that they're not going to lower rates substantially, and they're not going to start doing QE anytime soon. They can't. They know they can't. They know that inflation is still hot. All of this that you're seeing right now is political. It's all about helping the incumbent party basically get reelected. It happens every time that we get to an election cycle. So what you're going to see is most likely a 25 to 50 basis point drop in September. And that's really just a token political statement. I don't think you're going to see the printers come back on right now. I will actually predict that you won't see the printers come back on until the market breaks, and breaks hard. The Fed is always looking in the rearview mirror, so they're going to look behind them. And when they see the nuclear explosion go off in the financial markets, that's when they're going to lower rates. Otherwise, I don't think they're going to do it. And frankly, they should be raising them. They should be raising them up over 10%. And they aren't doing that. So we're going to continue to see inflation because of that. So I'm going to share a couple things here with you guys. Most of it is about gold and silver. There'll be a little bit of political stuff here, but the political stuff's pretty benign. It's really more about philosophies than it is trying to talk about whose party's better, that kind of stuff. I don't belong to the Republican or Democratic Party, by the way. I think they're both broken, in my opinion. All right, we're going to share the screen here. Thank you, Silver Heist. We'll grab you on another time, though. All right, let's see if I can get... Yes. Okay. So I got my other screen over here. Hopefully everything will go well. As soon as we hit this and we get a few more people in here, we will do a welcome to the chat for you guys, which will be fun. All right, so yeah, you're seeing my screen. I don't know how to really make it any bigger than this, so I'll kind of jump into a few different things. I don't want to hit that one so much. Let's look at this one. So I'm just going to point out a few things here. There's some cool charts you can find. You guys have to look at these to try to figure out what does this mean. This one's talking about the Royal Canadian Mint, silver bullion sold in millions of ounces. Obviously, something's been going on here since about 2000, let's say 8 is kind of where the big jump is. People are buying more silver. I wonder why. Maybe they're worried about where things are going to go. Maybe we're even seeing a resurgence in silver. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me. But, I'm seeing people starting to get into silver again. I kind of came in at the 2019 is when I started getting into to stacking. I did when I was a kid back in the early 80s. And I don't know where all that stuff went. It's kind of gone. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Founding fathers. So here's the First Amendment. And in case someone tries to take that away, here's the Second Amendment. Okay, guys. So I do want to point that out. I think the Second Amendment's there to keep the First Amendment, and they're both very, very important things. They give you freedom of speech and they give you freedom of protection. Okay. So just be looking out there for those. I've been finding a few charts out there that keep talking about we're going to see $3,000 gold. I don't know if we are, guys. It's very possible that we could have it. I think some things are going to have to happen before that happens. This is something I completely agree with. I don't know that you can just abolish the Fed very easily, but you could definitely defund it. They just continue to cause us a lot of problems. They create the bubbles and then they cause them to pop. I would much rather have a nice, steady appreciation in real estate and be able to build a business around it than having these big, huge swings that go all over the place. Now, people that love to trade and people love to gamble love the swings because they can get out there and play it and make a huge amount of money off of it. That's just not my nature. That's not me. That's not what I try to look for. All right, I'm going to try to look for, I wanted to find, we've got some people that are looking at this saying that we've got some signals here of a recession coming. So let me know, put a 1 in the chat if you guys think we're coming up on a recession. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't think we are. And I'll come back to all of your comments here in just a minute as soon as I get through a few of these. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think this is a good point for everybody to kind of look at here. So we've got a person here that's complaining about not being able to make enough money to get an apartment. And she's assuming that everybody from the 90s and early 2000s was able to get an apartment no problem with your income. And that's not exactly true either. We haven't had that much inflation, but the easiest way to explain it is with gold. Average salary in the US was $35,000 in 2000. Price of gold was around 300. If you convert using today's gold price of 2,500, that 35,000 from 2000 is now worth over 290K. I can tell you that most people that were making 35,000 in 2000 probably aren't making quite 290K. It's going to be less than that. But you can see that gold has kept up and really the earning wage has not. So that's something that's, I really think, affected a lot of us. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 1s in the chat. So, all right, that's good, I guess. Get ready for that if you guys think it's coming. It looks like it's coming, but they may be able to keep kicking the can down the street a little bit further. Let's see what this one was here. This was Bitcoin for anybody. There's a lot of interesting charts out there on Bitcoin. I'm seeing 2 camps. One is saying that it's going to crash down, and the other one says it's going to go skyrocketing up. So tread very carefully there. So this was interesting. Did you guys know that the Polish central bank was the biggest buyer of gold? And I believe this was just recently. Let's see if it gives me a month. Well, recently. So now that China's kind of slowed down, I guess Poland's picking up. And, did China really slow down? Do we know? This one's talking about capital rotations. That's something you guys can go do a little bit more research on. And I'm not going to go explain these charts, but you can see as things continue to move into a capital rotation, we could see gold up in 8,000 to 12,000 range. Wouldn't that be incredible? I don't have enough of it yet. I don't want it to do that. So, hey, Joseph, welcome. So I don't want it to jump quite that fast, this fast. This is concerning to me too. Delinquency rate of multifamily housing. We're seeing a huge jump in that, guys. So that's not really good. This is the big boys that are defaulting on these projects. So that's most likely going to turn into BlackRock's purchase and other things like that. But these are probably most likely small companies that own apartment complexes, and they're not being able to keep up with charging enough rent based on all of their interest rates going up. So I still think we're going to see a massive commercial real estate crash. And I think that's going to potentially bring everything else down. Gold and silver it'll bring down, but I don't think it'll stay down there for super long. There's another chart. Here's another one on miners. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, I don't want to hit that. So this was yesterday. This guy keeps thinking that we're about to have another breakout. So he's looking at this line back here. He sees a similar line. He thinks it's going to break out. Okay, this is a little bit like astrology, guys. You can't just look at charts and go off of it and think that, hey, everything's going to be great. And let's base my buying and selling off of that. You can't do that. You got to look at the other circumstances, the macros that are going on as well. All right. This thing here, I think, is completely ridiculous. I'm in California. I'm already paying a 1.25% of my house value, which if any of you guys live in California, your houses are worth crazy, stupid amounts of money. And 1.25% property taxes a year is quite a bit. And we're now, I think, I might have it wrong, but I think we're somewhere around $80 billion in debt. Maybe it's higher than that. OC Stacker, maybe you can help me with that. I do think we're probably going to hit into stagflation, and we'll get to that in a minute here too. But this is crazy talk. I don't even understand this. It looks like it's going to get approved. That's what they're talking about. But basically, anybody that's an illegal immigrant is going to get $150,000 for down payment on homes. And that will provide up to a 20% down payment. So it could be less than that amount. I'm assuming there'll be a certain amount of people that get it. It probably won't be everybody that wants it. But regardless of that, it's going to put more pressure on housing price. It's going to make the housing price go up. It's going to cause some inflation in housing prices. In addition to that, it's also going to be very unfair for anybody that came here legally. They don't get this. It's going to be unfair for any of the kids that are growing up in families. They don't get this. I don't know why we're doing this for illegal immigrants. That makes no sense. First off, they broke the law. They should not be here. They're not here legally. And, a lot of people that are coming in illegally are not assimilating into our culture either. They're coming with their own cultures and sticking in their communities. This is not something we should be incentivizing them with. And this is almost like stealing someone's car and then having the government give you the car plus $50,000. I mean, it makes no sense. So anyway, this is another reason that kind of gets me wanting to leave the state of California, because I think this crap's ridiculous. Silver Surfer, guys, look at this. So we're going to hit this today too. So I think this is saying that this Silver Surfer is a little bit rusty. And that's when silver is below 40. And he's all super shiny when he's over $40. So another question I have for you guys in the chat real quick, and then we'll get to the questions in a minute here. What do you guys think? Do you think that if silver hits $40 an ounce, is it going to just take off? Are we going to see the gold to silver ratio drastically shift? And are we going to all of a sudden see that silver is now going to 50 to 60 to $70? I don't know if any of you guys follow Bull Polney, but I've had lunch with him. He's a good friend of one of my doctor friends here. And, he's been talking about silver's going to go up. It's going to spring. We're going to see a lot of silver going up in the next, 12 to 18 months. And so, he's a big bull on silver. He's been talking about that on a lot of shows. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think 40 is the tipping point? Put a 3 in the chat if you think that $40 is the tipping point, that if we get to $40 silver, it's going to take off. Put a 4 if you think it's if that tipping point is higher than $40. Put a 5 in if you think we're never going to reach 40, at least not in the next 2 years. I have so many of you guys leaving me comments saying that we're never going to go up there. It's going to go back down to 20. I think people have been burned so hard on silver, we just think they're going to continue to manipulate it. But I can tell you that if the banks start having all of their commercial real estate crashing on them, and the rates do not get lowered fast enough by the Federal Reserve Bank, you will see banks going under like crazy. And it doesn't mean all the money disappears. It just means they're going to fold into other banks. It's going to be consolidation. But an act like that could stop the big banks like JP Morgan from manipulating silver like they have in the past. So look out for that. That could definitely change, guys. And when that manipulation changes, there is a very, very tight spring. It is going to shoot silver up. I'm going to guess that if we see the COMEX break or we see the banks stop shorting it, I bet we could see it up in the close to $100 range. And that's why I talked about triple digit silver on my Andy Scheckman video the other day, because it is possible. And most of you think I'm crazy, but it's possible, guys. All the charts show that it's possible. History shows that it's possible. The all-time high for silver was in the 50s, and that was through manipulation. But if you adjust it for inflation, we should be all-time highs are going to be over $100. So here's another thing Silver Heist brings up. He says that 3,200. Let me see. I'm going to bring it back over here, guys, so I can pull it up. So I agree with that. You can't have $3,200 gold without $40 silver. So at some point, we're not going to see like a 200 gold to silver ratio. I just don't see that happening. So, we're more likely to see silver get pulled up and yanked up. So that's really what you're going to see more likely. Okay, I'm going to go back into this too. Let's see. This is just showing gold was jumping up. Here's another gold prediction. Okay, people throw these things up here. They don't really know where it's going to go. When you're looking at charts, though, you're looking around how it's bouncing. You're looking at the angle of it. You're looking to see if it goes into descending wedges or ascending wedges. Is there a cup and handle? Is there a bull flag, a bear flag? All these different things to look at. If any of you guys are really interested in what the gold and silver price is doing, put a 10 in the chat. If you guys would like me to bring some analysts on and talk about charts, how to read them, what they're doing, I am looking for someone to potentially bring on to my live stream for a short part of the segment to really talk about charts and help you guys understand where the price is going over the next foreseeable future, for example. So you guys put a 10 in there if you guys want that. And that's something I'm kind of working on, and I'll do it more quickly if you guys have interest in it. But here's another descending wedge you can see here. Here is an ad for gold demand. It's kind of cool looking pictures, by the way. I was thinking these would be great little thumbnails. Oh, shoot. We don't want to go there. All right, here we go. This was another one, too. Oh, I guess that's just a picture. It says India's silver imports to double on demand for solar investment. So that's pretty cool. All right, we got some 10s in here, so I think I'll start working on that, guys. This is another one. A silver tsunami is about to upend the housing market, says analysts who accurately predicted the 2008 financial crisis. So if they did that, they must be right again. Maybe. We don't know. But I like this silver tsunami. I like that. Here's another one. This is exactly what's going on, guys. AI is out of control, by the way. All these pictures are AI, and this is kind of interesting here. And this is Andy Scheckman's big point. He continues to talk about we've got silver that's being suppressed here in the West by the banks. And then all of a sudden we've got China paying more for silver so that they can basically suck all the silver out of the West into China. Why does China want all the silver and gold? What do they know we don't know? All right, here's another thing you guys may not have seen. Warren Buffett is now holding $278 billion in cash. He's selling stocks like he never has before, including Apple. And he just unloaded another 981 million shares of Bank of America. That is significant. So if you have a lot of stocks, just be watching for the market. We definitely are seeing signs that the billionaires are selling and getting out of some of their positions. Now, most of these people have a lot of money in the stock market, so they're not selling like 80% of it, but they may be selling a 5, a 10, or 15% stake. And they still keep a lot of money in the stock market. They're never going to sell all of it. They don't want to pay the taxes on it. Usually they like to borrow against their stock and live off of that tax-free. And that is a law that we have. And if we ever wanted to change it, you could, but that is the way that the law is set up. Warren Buffett selling this, though, tells me that he's concerned a little bit about the banking sector. That's one of the banks he holds. I'm waiting to see what he does with Wells Fargo is another one. And then having sold half of his stake in Apple tells me that he thinks he's kind of hit the top on that. All right, so here's my comment here. You guys can kind of see that there. I'll let you guys see that. I am not okay with 44.6% capital gains tax, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. All right, this is another thing. This is a great picture I want to show you guys. That $100 is equivalent to this many 1964 silver quarters. Okay, so $4 versus $100. Okay, stack the silver, guys. I don't care what the price of silver is. This is real money. This stuff is just paper. You really don't want to hold very much of that. And we'll get to the Silver Surfer in a couple minutes here, guys. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here. This is another good video that I put on there for people to go check out. So here's another thing. You guys may love or hate Peter Schiff, but he is very active on X, by the way, and probably most well known for trolling all the Bitcoin fans. So, but what I want to point out to you guys here that I thought it's totally relevant. I continue to hear in the media, we need to save our democracy. We don't have a democracy. If you believe we have a democracy, you don't know anything about our federal government or how our country works. And you need to go start reading some books or videos on it. We have never had a democracy. We don't want a democracy. Democracies 100% of the time will lead you to socialism, and we don't want socialism. Now, if you're at a point in your life where you feel like you want socialism because you've been beaten down and you don't have the resources you want, I'm telling you, you don't want socialism. Go talk to anybody that's come from Cuba or from Venezuela, and they will tell you why you don't want socialism, okay? If you're down on your luck with those things, there's a lot of other things you can potentially do. There's churches and there's other organizations that can help you out. Socialism destroys your country. So Peter Schiff is just reminding everybody that we have a republic that uses democracy to elect officials that then vote on our behalf. And so the whole checks and balance there is that every 4 years you have the ability to vote that person out and vote someone else in. And most of these people get paid a decent amount of money to be able to do their jobs. And so we have the ability to do that. Things are a little bit broken. I'd like to see term limits, for example. I'd also like to see the loophole closed on insider trading and clean things up when it gets to lobbying. I don't know about you guys, but I work for a big corporation, a software company, and I have to go through training every quarter on bribery. And it's completely illegal for a business to do it. It's completely legal, and it's the only way that government functions. I don't understand why it's legal or why it's allowed, but it's ridiculous. And I have to go through that training, yet I see these people doing it all the time. And that's kind of the problem we have there. But we are a republic, okay? We are not a democracy. You don't want socialism. You don't want communism. It hasn't worked time and time again. We've been a republic for 250 years almost. It's been working great. And we still have a constitution. It might be hanging by a thread, but it's there. All right, so that's what I'll show you guys on Twitter. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to leave this definition up here so you guys can see what the Silver Surfer is. And then we're going to get into that in just a second, but I want to hit your comments real quick. All right, so we're going to go backwards. Okay, we're going to try that today. So I've got, so here we go. Silver Ice says that Democrats are going to save democracy from Trump by pushing out the incumbent and replacing him with Kamala, who never won a delegate in 2020 or 2024 in the primaries. This is true. So even their form of democracy that they keep claiming exists, they don't follow it, which is kind of a problem. All right, what else we got here? This is a true point. So we are a republic that continues to add more socialism to it. The fact that we have libraries and we have programs for after school or for lunches and all of these different things are socialism. I think they should all be done away with, in my opinion. And I think we should allow the private sector, the private sector, yes, to address that and get more people involved in donating to charities and other organizations that can take that up. It's worked in the past. It's what we used to do. We don't need to socialize all of that. And that also comes down to the way that we retire. We've overly socialized that. I don't think I'm going to get a penny of it, even though I pay into it. Not real happy about that either. And I know a lot of you are probably on Social Security. I'm not saying that we just pull the plug on it. What I'm saying is there's other ways to do it, and there's other ways for us to utilize it. There are people that are very rich that get Social Security that don't need it, but they still take it because they paid into it. So there's other ways to do that. But all of those programs are a form of socialism. And as we add more and more of them, our republic continues to decrease. Here's another comment from Bill 457. In 1940, a dozen eggs was 33 cents. Back then, money was silver. Today, with 33 cents in silver, buys you a dozen eggs with some left over. So it usually kind of stays relative, which I think is pretty good. And so another key thing to look at, guys, when you're stacking constitutional silver or junk silver and you're stacking it for prepping purposes, you need to think in terms of what the real value of silver is. And so a dime, or about 10 cents, should be able to buy you some food, right? Right now, it's only, they're a little about $2 or so. But back in the day, a dime used to buy you a thing of eggs. Okay, maybe 33 cents. Our numbers may be off a little bit on some of those, but I've heard a dime will buy a dozen eggs, and it should buy a dozen eggs in the future, which tells me that silver is undervalued right now because I cannot buy a dozen eggs for $2. At most stores, it's going to be somewhere around $4 or so, unless you're buying fancy eggs, and it can get a little bit more expensive. The key is get backyard chickens. I loved my backyard chickens when I had those. Welcome, Amy. Welcome, Sir Alfred, Jake's Custom Parts, Frostbite, One Spice. We have a republic if we can keep it. Yep, we'll see what happens. I think this election coming up is the most important election we've ever had in the history, and I think it's going to determine whether we continue to stay a republic and rebuild it, or if we're going to go into socialism, which then always leads to either communism or fascism. Republics do not lead to fascism. So the other side may tell you that, but that's not true. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, we hit some of that already. Oh, it looks like I lost my place here. Okay, shoot, guys, just a second. So we do have this happening right now, but that ratio is not always going to stay there, guys. The ratio is going to come down at some point. It will do that. This I agree with. So honestly, the gold and silver is here on the planet. I believe God created the planet. Therefore, it's God's money. Okay, and it's talked about in the Bible. It's talked about in the Constitution. I believe the Constitution is a inspired document by God. So with all of that said, it is the money. So Bitcoin technically is made by man. Fiat is made by man. Anything else that we're using outside of the system that are those forms of being used as currency or money is not there. All right. So you guys need to be careful with the other stuff that's out there. You might be able to make some money and turn it into more gold and silver, but you are taking a risk that something happens to it and it gets taken out. Okay, let's see here. So this is something just to address, you guys. I like Andy too. He's not, look, a lot of people are saying he's promoting FOMO. It's like anybody that sells silver, anybody that's buying gold or silver, you look for what's going on in the market. He does believe what he's saying. He has his conviction in that, okay? I don't see him as a silver pumper or a gold pumper. I do think he sees some things that are coming ahead and that it could make a big difference. He did play the gold and silver ratio. He's talked about that a couple times on my show. And I do think there is something there, and he has been able to take advantage of that. So he is telling you guys what has happened in the past, and he's telling you what potentially could happen in the future to get prepared for it. So it's not, don't take it as silver pumping. Take it more as getting prepared for things. If any of you are Christian and you believe in the Bible and in the New Testament and in Revelations, there's things in there that you want to get prepared for, okay? For me to come on and say, hey, that's going to happen real soon, I think it's going to happen real soon, but that could be 100 years from now. It could be 10 years. It could be next week. We don't know the time of those things. but you can prepare for them. And then what you do is you go live your life. Once you're prepared, you don't have to worry about stuff. You can move on, which is what I like to do. Um, so it's true. Yep, it could happen, guys. And we don't know the year that it can happen. But here's the thing: when it does happen, you're going to want the silver when it goes to triple digits. Okay, it will eventually go to triple digits because eventually your Coca-Cola is going to cost you $100, and so your silver is going to be over triple digits. It is going to happen. Um, the only way we get away from that is if we completely revalue things. Sorry, if we bring back a gold standard, okay, 1-to-1, then you could stop all the inflation. And if you do that, then there's going to be some revaluations that go on because we're going to need to burn off the debt. So it's still going to go up. So do not buy based on what someone's telling you. Buy based on what you can afford to move out of fiat into real money, gold and silver. And then honestly, the next key thing to do is buy on a regular basis so that you're not buying at high points. And also, if you're selling, do the same thing. Sell dollar cost averaging if you need to do that too. I hear of too many people that buy too much too fast, thinking that everything's going to fall apart tomorrow. Don't do that. And then when they have a refrigerator break, they have to unload all this silver and they don't get to pick when they unload it. They have to do it today. And you could have silver down right now. You know, it could be down in its price. You don't want to do that. You always want to keep a cash reserve. So do not go overbuying silver, guys. All right, let's see. I'm going to hit a couple more of your questions here, and then we're going to jump into the subject for the day. All right, let's see what else you guys have in here. So I don't know. I'm kind of guessing that. I mean, I think if we get $3,000 gold, I think silver is going to be in the $60 to $70 range, and it'll probably keep around there. Let's see. We definitely have to hit 35 before it goes up to 40. I agree with that. It's kind of how math works. So I won't hit this too heavily here, but the reality is, if you can't get your people to vote, if you want to change the government and you can't get your people to change it the way you want it to change, you bring in a bunch of other people that'll vote the way you want them to. That's exactly what's happening right now. GSR going to 10. Well, that would make all of us very happy. So we'll see if that happens. I've heard from a few people that we may hit 1-to-1. I have a very hard time believing that. The only way it can hit 1-to-1 is very shortly and you won't be able to exchange for it. Or the other option is that for some reason, silver is all of a sudden way more valuable than gold for different reasons. Okay, so that's the only thing I can think about that. Okay, let me see here real quick. We'll grab a couple more of these real quick. So I agree with this from Cheap Laugh Kennedy. We will not have sound money, honest markets, as long as the criminal private banking cartel known as the Fed controls our money. We won't. However, guys, it's not all about us. It's also about our posterity, our kids. So I'm not stacking gold and silver for myself to become rich. I'm stacking it so that my kids don't become poor. And I'm teaching them how to use it. I'm teaching them what it does. I'm teaching them the difference. I've got at least one of my 3 kids watching my channel, and she's been stealing my stickers. So handing them out to her friends. But anyway, it is important to stack, in my opinion, because it is what real wealth is. Why are people not shopping at malls anymore? That's a more complex thing that hits on my marketing side. I'll tell you, Joseph, here's the real issue. People have changed their behaviors and their patterns. It's no longer about just going and window shopping, trying everything on, and then bringing stuff home. That's what a mall was. It was also a social thing to do. Our parents used to just dump us off at the mall. And you would find something to do, and there were good movies. A lot of the movies are crap now, so the movie theaters aren't as busy. And then even at the malls, a lot of what you're buying is all kind of the same thing, and it's gotten very, very expensive. I think that's why malls are hurting. Now, in a lot of places throughout the country, some malls are doing really, really well, and that's where they create more of an experience. So the videos I did about 4 weeks ago, with Silver, and you saw the girls in their soccer uniforms, or maybe it was softball, I think. And we were talking about the Silver bars and a few other people. We saw a shopping center. That is a mall here in California, in Southern California, called Irvine Spectrum. It's a very successful mall. They've got a Ferris wheel. They have a merry-go-round. They have a massive movie theater. They have some really, really good restaurants there. And they've got a lot of good shops and places to get dessert. And it's a congregated area in a very good location. I don't see that one going out of business. It even has like the escape rooms and stuff. So malls that are going to survive are going to be malls that become an experience for people to go to, and the shopping kind of becomes secondary. This is how a lot of other countries treat their airports. Their airports actually become these really cool malls and places to go, and people actually enjoy them. Our malls are starting to turn a little bit more third world on us. All right, I'm going to grab 2 more and then we'll be done here. Okay, Sir Alford saying that $3,000 gold by summer 2025 is what Smart Money is saying. We could be seeing that, guys. I think there's some of that going around. And then let's see here. We'll grab one more here. So Dave Henderson, I've been hearing this too. We'll see what happens. I hear it could happen as early as this October. By 2025, BRICS is supposed to kick in, and this means silver will be needed more for military applications and making gold standard only a gold standard. Think 4,600 when BRICS starts. So I'll give you my opinion on this. I don't like big swings. I like to kind of count on my business and have it be more predictable. I hate trying to predict these big bull markets that are going to hit and then try to get out before it hits into a bear market. I don't have the time for it. I don't have the discipline and the emotional maturity for it. It drives me nuts. I would like to see real estate go up 1 or 2% a year, maybe 5% at the most. Having these big swings drives me completely nuts. Same with gold. If we get back to a gold standard, guys, you're no longer buying gold to try to make money and try to hedge inflation, because it's gone when you get to a gold standard. Now, if it's a gold peg, you still may have some other issues that come up because the country can continue to debase it. But if it's a 1-to-1 gold standard that comes into place, all of a sudden gold is just your money. You just hold it. It's just something you have. It's no longer something that you're trying to figure out what's the price going to go to or what's going to happen with it. So if BRICS does it and they do a pure 1-to-1 play, which is not what we're hearing, but if they were to do that and the US followed suit, then our gold would no longer be talking about where's the price going to go. We would be talking about what kind of gold do you want to hold? We'd be talking about things like that a little bit more. Frankly, what I have heard is if BRICS comes out with a gold-backed currency or a gold-pegged currency, we could see as much as a 30% drop in the US dollar. I don't know how long it would stay down there, but something like that would jump gold up a lot higher. It'd be about $12,000. Actually, I may be doing that wrong. It might be $8,000 on that. I'd have to look at it. So don't quote me on that. It's somewhere in there. But it would drastically drive it up. And we could see a reevaluation if we want to burn off all of our debt somewhere in the $42,000 to $100,000 range for gold. That doesn't mean you're going to be filthy rich overnight. There's also going to be inflation that's there. So things are going to be more expensive. You're just going to be able to afford them and continue to use them. All right. So that kind of ends that segment. I want to jump into the Silver Surfer now for you guys that have been waiting. So real quick, we're at 39 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. I have a bunch of stickers here to potentially give away to you guys. And I will do 2 of them if we can get up to 50 thumbs up. If we can get up to 100, I'll give a silver ounce away. And if we get up to 1,000, which I don't think is even possible to happen, I will give away a 10-ounce Royal Canadian Mint bar. So these are the stickers I've got today. You guys get to pick today. So that's the first one. This is the second one. There's only 55 of these. That one's numbered. There's the Surfer and the Reel. There's the Cheese Whiz Surfer. There's the little surfboard. And then there's the logo, or I guess the name. All right, so we got those. All right, so hit that thumbs up. Let's get up to 50 so we can give those away. Also, keep an eye out. We are in the process of just nailing down details for next week, doing the Long Beach Coin Show. That would be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And that'll give you a chance to come and pick up some silver at really good prices. We moved an incredible amount of money last show. I think we're going to move even more. And we're going to have some really cool collectible coins you're not going to find anywhere else. And we'll have a really cool dedicated Star Wars display case. I love Star Wars stuff, and I have a pretty sweet collection of Star Wars. So we are going to have that there too. And then depending on how busy it is, we may be able to get the spin wheel up. Last time we never got a chance to even set it up or even spin it. We were just doing transactions like nonstop for 8 hours every day. So that's coming up. I'll be showing you guys some of the coins we're going to be taking to that for those that are of you that are here. And then the other thing I'm working on, and I could use your help on this, is I'm trying to get to the 10,000 mark by the end of September for the channel. And then what I'm looking to do is a massive party and giveaway in October. And if we can pull it off right, and there's enough people here locally, we'll get a DJ and we'll have a fun party here near the beach. So let me know if that's something that you guys have interest in. Send me an email if you're local. I'm just trying to get an idea of how many people are in the Southern California area. And then the last announcement I'll make is keep watching out for notifications. Make sure you hit that subscribe and bell icon. I've got a lot of videos that'll be coming out. There's some more interviews that are coming up. I'm trying to land Andy Scheckman right now before and after the Fed's decision next month so that we can ask a few more questions. That'll be a live stream, and I'm hoping we'll get a little bit more time to ask those questions this time around. But that's kind of the plan. Okay, so let's talk about the Silver Surfer real quick. All right. So we're going to hit this. And this is the Silver Surfer. So it is a Marvel character. And for those of you that don't know who it is, he's basically, he comes before this big giant guy comes and eats your planet. Okay. That's the premise. And that's Galactic or Galactus. And they've had a couple movies with him in it. None of them have done super well. I think they're going to revamp it with the MCU that Disney has now. I've heard rumors of me end up being a female instead of a male, but the Silver Surfer is this really cool dude that rides a silver surfboard and kind of flies through space. So I did think about going with that name when I first started my channel, but then I decided it'd probably end up in a lawsuit with Disney at some point. So I just decided not to deal with it. However, there is someone that's using the name Silver Surfer, and 80% of the people I run into in person, and I do run into a lot of people in person, especially at the coin show, they call me Silver Surfer. So maybe I should have gone with it. Anyway, this is the Silver Surfer. So I'm just going to point out a couple things that are on here. So let's see. He was started off in 1966 in the #4 comic book of the Fantastic Four. And let's see, he was originally a young astronomer named Norrin Radd. Okay, I don't even know the whole background history on him. But anyway, his home planet was devoured by Galactus, and by serving him as his herald coming ahead of time, he allowed to have some portion of the power, and I think he was able to, let's see, I thought there was something about him being able to keep his family alive, but I don't see that here. So that might be another rumor that I heard. But anyway, you can go to Wikipedia, you can read all up about him, okay? So that's that. The subject is not just about him. What I wanted to bring up is go into this. So let me get the next screen up for you guys to see. I don't know how to smoothly transition into these. Let's see. Maybe it'll be through this. Let's see if that'll work. All right, we hit 50 likes. So as soon as we go through this, I'll go ahead and do the giveaway for the stickers, guys. All right. Okay, so here's what I want to show you guys. So read this real quick. Silver Surfer quarters declared illegal by the U.S. Mint. Okay, so it's an actual quarter, and they did this promotion. So a Marvel Comics hero has given George Washington some company on the quarter, but the U.S. Mint doesn't think the stunt was so super. To promote the upcoming film, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Let's see, do we have a date on this? I know it was a couple of years ago. It was not 2024. It was a few years ago that this came out. To promote this movie, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, 20th Century Fox, and the Franklin Mint altered 40,000 quarters to feature the character, okay? The U.S. Mint said in a news release Friday that it learned of the promotional quarter this week and advised the studio and the Franklin Mint they were breaking the law. Okay, so first off, guys, put a 1 in if you think this is breaking the law to deface a quarter like this. So they colorized this quarter, okay? I've seen a lot of people colorize silver eagles. Is that defacing? I don't know. I haven't heard anybody talk about those being illegal. So put a 1 in if you think it's defacing it. Put a 2 in if you don't think it is. If you know more about the story, put some comments in there too. The U.S. Mint said in a news release Friday that it learned of the promotional quarter this week, and we already talked about that. Okay. And it says it is illegal to turn a coin into an advertising vehicle. So I don't know that it was illegal for them to colorize it per se, because we see that on silver eagles all the time, but it's illegal to have it be an advertising vehicle, and violators can face a fine. The promotion is no way approved, authorized, endorsed, or sponsored by the United States Mint, nor in any way associated or affiliated with the United States Mint. According to the release, the federal mint did not say whether the studio or the private mint would face a penalty. So we don't actually know what happened there, guys. This is another article that went into a little bit more. You can see the links down below to these articles, so you can see that. So first off, is this a coin you guys would like to own? Leave in the comments a 3 if you would like to own something like this, if you think that quarter would be cool. And if you think it's stupid, put a 4 in. Curious to see what you guys think. So we're going to talk about this a little bit. All right, I zoomed in on a few of these. So first off, you've got this guy trying to sell it for $50. Okay, he's got nine of them available. $50. Would you guys pay $50 for one of these? All right. So he's got a handful of them. Number 2, we've got someone here asking $19.95 for an auction. There's only one bid. Someone's going to pick it up for $19.95. So you could place a bid there, guys, and pick one of these up. All right. Number 3, we've got someone here selling one for $30, and that's or best offer. And number 4, we've got someone that thinks it's worth $100 and didn't take the time to take a good picture. This is like one of the worst listings I've ever seen on eBay. Jeez. All right, so we've got a bunch of people that would not. They don't want this. All right. If you could get it for free, would you want one? What do you guys think's in here? If you could win one for free, would you want to? That's my question. For free? Sure. Okay. Anybody likes free stuff, right? All right. Should I open this? Should I open this and see what's in here? You guys let me know. Tell me if you want me to open it. All right. So that is what I wanted to talk about. It's kind of crazy. I have never heard of another company or a promotion trying to take a currency and make it into a promotional thing. And my understanding is that they took quarters from a bunch of the different states. So let me see. I'll do the math on here. I think they took it from every state and they circulated them in the state. That's probably the other thing that made them illegal. So I think they did 800 per state. And they colorized them, they put them out into circulation, and then people would randomly get these things. So it was trying to get people to think, hey, what is this? And as you can see on there, it has the website to go to. So it's not so much colorization as from what I'm gathering, it's more that they put an advertisement on there and they put it out in circulation. That's kind of what really hurt everybody. It's free, I'll be there. This is exactly how you people operate. I know. I know. All right. Okay, so let's go off of that for a second here. Let's stop the sharing. Goodness gracious. All right, so we're gonna do some giveaways now on these. You guys are gonna get to pick. We're doing 2 of these real quick. So let me get the deal on, and then we'll open up the package and see what's inside there. All right, just a second here. All right, I got to get the giveaway tool up, guys. I always, oh man, where do they put the link for it? All right, just a second. I don't think I have it on the saved up here. Oh, I do have it saved. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the first one we're going to do, and I'll put this in the chat for you guys. Okay, this is going to be easy. You guys will be able to do this. I know you can figure this out. All right, let me get sharing this so you guys can see it. All right, here you go. So in the chat, go ahead and put this, and this will enter you guys for it. Here you go. Clark Kent. I don't look like Clark Kent, do I? I know my hair looks like crap today. It's not working. I don't know what's going on. My son the other day asked me, he's like, oh my gosh, you're not going on live with that hair, did you, Dad? Anyway, it's been a lot of early mornings. Sean. You paint coins with Mint's permission. Jail. You put surfboards over the face of the eagle. Jail. You suppress the price of silver. Right to jail. Yeah, I like that. We'll have to make a little video of that, I think. All right, so I'm going to start collecting this, guys, real quick. Whoops. Back in. So we're going to start collecting the comments. You guys will see the total up here. We got 12 so far. Let's get it up to 20. We got 54 likes. We've got 51 people watching, and we only have 14 of you. Now, some of you are watching on TV. You may not be able to put it in, but you can always join on your phone while you're watching TV as well. And you can enter it that way. It's going to be kind of hard to do it with your little controller. All right, we got a lot more silvers coming in. 17. Let's get it up to 20. And we're going to do this twice, okay? And you guys get to pick which sticker you want. And these are cool stickers. I have been told by Mrs. Surfer not to print any more stickers. So I've got some that I'm creating for the 10,000K party when that comes. And that's it. Once we run out of stickers, I think we're kind of out of stickers unless there's another reason to make them down the road. But these are all going to be limited. I haven't made more than 100 stickers of any kind. Most of them have been about 50 that come in. So yeah, Steve, I'm going to be doing a lot more street interviews. That seems to be what people like. They like the Andy interviews. You guys are liking the street interviews. So we're going to do a lot more of those. And maybe we'll get a street interview per week out for you guys too. I just need to get out there more. My biggest issue is I've got to have someone filming me. And someone there with all the stuff so someone doesn't steal the stuff and run. All right, we got a good amount here. I think we're at 18. I'm going to go ahead and do it even though we're not quite at 20. All right, we're going to draw the names. You guys get to see it here. So it is not rigged. This is not the rigged selector tool. Ed the Lorax is the winner. All right, Ed. So you need to send me an email, stackingsurfer@gmail.com, and tell me that you won the sticker and give me your name and your address. The other thing that's helpful to know is which sticker you want. Some people aren't doing that, and I can't figure it out. So I don't know. I guess you're going to have to call out which of the stickers. So this is the round one. This is the rainbow colored surfer. Then you have the rainbow colored just stacking surfer. You got the surfboard. You've got the cheese whiz surfer. and you've got the real surfer. Okay. So just let me know in the email which of those you want. I've got plenty of those to go around. All right, we're going to do one more of these. And you guys, the other person can pick whatever one they want as well. Okay. We are going to do, I'm going to spell it right this time, guys. There you go, surfer. There you go. I don't think it's cap sensitive. I think you can do lowercase too. So hit that, guys. Keep hitting that thumbs up too. It always helps the videos do better. And then as soon as we're done, we're going to see what's in this thing. Ooh, it's going up. It's going up. So here's the sad story. I'm really bummed about this. I was visiting Charleston, South Carolina, and we went to the old slave markets. And this is not where slaves were sold, but it's where the slaves would go to sell their goods back and forth. And they had kind of a swap meet there. And I got my wife to help me, Mrs. Surfer, to film. But she became so conscious socially of what I was doing, and it freaked her out. So we never got to really complete the filming. And it's a little different than filming on a pier where people are leisurely doing things. These people were either heading off to go eat, or they were wanting to go into the market. My wife was a little bit nervous about it, but I got this close to being able to get a bunch of video in Charleston, and then we never found a great place to do it in North Carolina. So I'm hoping next time I'm out there, and when I'm in Boston again, which should be in October, I'm hoping to surprise Tim again and Yankee. But I'm also hoping to go to some of the tourist areas and get out there and ask people some questions in Boston, which would be really fun. So I'm hoping to get to other places. If you guys have other beaches that you would like me to go to that are here in Southern California, we'll try to do that. If there's a place that you think would be perfect to do one at, where there's a lot of people, let me know. Let me know the state, the city, and the time of year to go. Send me an email, stackingsurfer@gmail.com, and we'll look into doing that. All right, we got a bunch in here. Coastal North Carolina would be great, guys. That would be a good one. We just didn't make it out there. Okay, so let's see. We're going to run this in just a second. Let's get one more in there. Let's get 18. I don't know where Silver Dave's is, guys. You'll have to remind me. Is it just Silver Dave's, or is he got an actual business name to look up? If I can, I would do that. My issue is usually I'm renting a car and running up on one day that I take off in the middle of business meetings, and then it's usually the day I'm leaving to go home, and I've got to visit Tim for like an hour, maybe two, and then I got to hurry and get back and hit the plane before I miss the flight. And it's about an hour and a half drive each way, picking up a rental car and all that stuff. And Tim's not fast, so it can take time, and then Yankee really has to wait until there's someone else there that's willing to be a part of the video. And there's people doing business and transactions, so it can take 2 or 3 hours waiting there just to film a little video. All right, we're not going to get it, so I'm going to hit it. Oh, Silver Heights, you have some great places. I would love to do all those. All right, let's see who's going to win this one. Bill 457. Bill, that is way better than 456, I must say. All right, Bill. So same thing here. Send me an email, stackingsurfer@gmail.com. You got the surfer and the reel. You got the Cheese Whiz surfer. You got the circle surfer right there. And then you've got the rainbow circle. It's just, I don't know what they call that, but it's kind of crazy. And then you got the stacking surfer name, and you got the surfboard. So those are the stickers. So just shoot that to me, guys. All right, let's open this package and see what we got in here. So we're going to remove that. All right. So yeah, holographic. That's what it's called, not rainbow. Some of you guys are afraid of rainbows these days. There are two different rainbows. There's a good rainbow and a bad rainbow. But I probably shouldn't say that out loud. All right. What is in here? All right, guys. Here we go. So if you're selling stuff on eBay, get a real package. This is just tape. It's put together. It's not even a package. And then here you go. You get some paper. I wouldn't do that if you're starting a store. That's one thing I definitely wouldn't do. God did give us the rainbow, guys. All right, so I've got a newspaper article from Utica News. There you go. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for something inside this. All right, guys. Here we go. This is a little unboxing on our live stream. Oh, what do we have here? Looks like a quarter. What do you guys think? So this is going to tell us when they did this, I think. Yeah, it's on the other side, isn't it? So there's a quarter. And on the flip side, what do we have there? We got a Silver Surfer. So I think that's pretty darn cool. But apparently it's illegal. Never said anything illegal about owning it, just about doing a promo thing using a quarter. So these are out there. What do you guys think? Should I hold on to this and put it in the deep stack, or should we give this away at the 10,000 subscriber party? Let me know. Lock them up. Good luck. At this point, my life would be easier if I were locked up. I think life's gotten pretty difficult and hard these days. Oh, goodness. Put it away. Okay, we've got to hold it for now. We've got to put it away. It looks like RoboCop. I like RoboCop. What are you guys talking about? It's kind of the Silver Surfer coming right into your face. We'll have to get it under the microscope another day. I mean, it looks like it's basically a sticker put right on top of it, just a plastic decal over it. You can easily take it off. But I didn't pay anywhere near what those guys are asking for it, so I paid a lot less for that. One hint for you guys, if you're doing stuff on eBay, you usually get much better deals when you're doing auctions versus buy it nows. You got to hunt around a little bit. All right, let's see if you guys had anything else before I go here. JT Coins, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. So we'll do a shout out to JT here real quick. I don't have him right with me, but he made a really cool set of rings for my wife and I. We haven't even, our anniversary is in July. We haven't even had time to celebrate our anniversary really. I've just sent off 2 daughters to college. I thought they were staying here and they were going to go to the community college and get their GEs out of the way. And it was going to be super cheap. And now they've both gone to different universities. And all of a sudden my expenses have just skyrocketed. So we haven't even planned the whole anniversary thing yet. But I have those rings, JT, and we're going to, we will do a video on that. I want to do a collaboration with you on it. And then I need to still give it to her. So we're kind of waiting for her to get my second daughter situated. I have twins, and we'll probably be back to normal in about 2 weeks. But he took a Morgan dollar and turned it into 2 rings, one for him and one for her. That's pretty cool. So if you guys haven't checked his channel out, definitely go take a look at it. He's got some really cool videos about that. All right, let's see. Oh, that's right. Local silver mint. Okay. So I'm going to write that down because it would be fun to go stop in there and say hi to him. Maybe we could do a fun video with him. I know he's working on getting things ramped up and seems to be doing pretty well. So, and if you guys want me to, I'm going to try to convince him to make a silver surfboard. Okay, I've got some ideas on some cool silver surfboards that would be really fun that I think you guys would have fun with. And I want to keep the cost down so it's not too crazy. And he knows the creator of the Bitcoins. Okay, I'll have to ask him. I have some ideas of who created that myself. I don't know if I'm right or not. Let's see. Oh, you want to see which, okay, let's see if I can tell. All right, we're looking at this to see, can you guys tell which state it is? We'll have to probably get it under the microscope. Oh, that one's going to be a tricky one to figure out. Yeah, I can't tell. It looks like there's a bird. I see a bird. Um, and it looks like a rock. Is there one that's got a bird and a rock on it? We'll have to find that out. That'll be kind of fun. That's crazy. Okay, so I've seen his 10th ounces. I think they're pretty cool. I don't know what the cost is per ounce, though, that you're going with those 10th ounces versus, say, just getting constitutional dimes. So that's something I think, just as a caution to look at. I think it can be fun to have them, but you want to make sure you're not paying way too high on the premiums. Alfreda, it might be Georgia. You might be right on that. California, Hollywood. You guys, Hollywood's, oh, that's the wrong one. I don't think it's Hollywood, but Hollywood's gone downhill big time. It is just not what it used to be, unfortunately. Well, Silver Heist, I want to do a big shout out to Silver Heist. I'm going to put your channel down on the link below as well. He is the one that gets credit for finding this. I hadn't even heard about it, but he's the one, and I wanted to surprise him with this. I didn't even tell him I was getting one of these, but I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of a fun thing to go along with the theme. And I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. Look for some other videos that'll be coming out. I'm going to be going kind of crazy over the next few months with a lot of busy stuff. So I'm going to do my best to get out on the street again, and we'll try to get a live stream in per week. And I'm working on getting an interview per week to make it kind of fun. So hopefully not too much content, but just enough and the right amount for you guys. If you have anything you would like to see me put together, send me an email, let me know. And I will be getting, as I get closer to the 10,000 sub party, we're going to have a lot of fun with that. There'll be some silver giveaways. More of it's just going to be having a good, fun chat with people. I already have one special guest lined up that's committed to come. I'm hoping to get a handful of other special guests to come as well. If there's anybody you'd like to see me try to get, let me know that. If any of you have channels and you want to have a promotion go out for it, send me some silver that we can give away, and we'll shout you guys out. Until next time, peace out.